Muses. Welcome to CosmoMuse Tarot and my typical Friday insight reading with your yes, no, maybe answers to questions you're bringing here. The way I've been doing it for the past couple of weeks is I'm welcoming any kind of question too that don't have to be yes, no. The way that this reading is structured is I'm going to be doing tarot cards first in each pile to get the yes, no, maybe. But if you have a question that's not yes, no, just from the start being clear that like that's not going to affect anything about your question and just listening to the context that comes through in those tarot cards. And then I will do a few oracle cards underneath that will give some guidance. So there's yes, no, and guidance, and that guidance is for all questions, yes, no, as well as non-yes, no. So that being said, we do have 3 piles today. Pile 1 is a citrine. Pile 2, we've got sunstone. And pile 3, we have pyrite. And there's this kind of white mat down because I'm going to be using a tarot deck called the Transparent Tarot, and it really needs a white backdrop under it, and my table is not white, so that's why there is this white mat down here. Okay, so be sure when you choose your pile that you are very clear about your question before choosing the pile. Make sure that if this is a yes, no, maybe question, that you phrase the question so that yes would be the most positive outcome. Okay, that said, feel free to pause here if you need some time to tune into these 3 piles. When you are ready, timestamps are in the descriptions and you can just zoom straight to your pile. So I will see you in your readings. Hello, pile 1. You guys are my citrine pile. And I'm going to put your stone just up here in the corner. So let's get into your reading. We are going to do probably 4 of these transparent. We'll see how many fit across this mat. But probably 4 to get your answer. If you don't have a yes, no, just kind of listen to the context and don't pay attention to that yes, no part. Feeling this. So we have the sun. We have 6 of Pentacles. Feeling this. We have the High Priestess. And I think we can fit one more. And we've got the Queen of Cups. So these are all really positive cards. There's definitely, if you're looking for that yes, no, there is a yes here. But let's go in and unpack it generally for what is kind of the context coming through around that. I mean, with High Priestess and the Queen of Cups coming right next to each other, I can't help but feel like your feminine energy, and you don't have to be female or associate as female, but like those things around intuition and compassion and empathy and I don't know, just sort of a depth and an ability to nourish and nurture life, to create fertile conditions, but overall this ability to really trust your intuition is coming through strong here. So definitely like pick up on very feminine principles. At the same time, we have the sun, which is very masculine. You know, it's kind of like, I know that the High Priestess isn't technically the moon, but it does really have a deep association with the moon. I know there's a moon, what I meant to say is there is a moon card in the tarot, and this isn't the moon card. But the High Priestess is very deeply associated with the moon. I believe the moon is actually the planet or cosmic body associated with the high priestess, whereas the moon in the tarot is ruled by Pisces. So there is actually like sun moon energy here, so yin and yang. The yin feels a little more prominent, so because there's two right next to each other in that feminine principle, it's like the foundation here. There's something in your foundation that's very intuitive, that's very, and the high priestess is strong in her feminine energy. Sometimes people interpret yin or feminine as weak, and it's not. Of course, either principle could be weakened, but the high priestess showing up is definitely indicating that it's not in a weakened state, that there's very strong commanding energy in this feminine that's sort of at the foundation of this. And then we've got this Six of Pentacles showing up. There's sharing going on. Oh, maybe between. Yeah, this is showing a lot of flow, a lot of sharing between the masculine and feminine. That could be within you, or that could be exchanges going on outside of you. If you associate more with more yang qualities, it could be sort of like feeling very supported by feminine qualities and empowered and strengthened by feminine qualities, or those in your life with those kinds of qualities. Or if you associate more yin, you could be feeling very supported and seen and celebrated by those who are more yang or masculine. But again, this could be all within you, this new kind of ability to find channels of support between and connection between your yin and yang. But there's some kind of exchanging going on between masculine and feminine, whether it's, between you and another or all within your own energy. So yes, for those of you looking for yes, no, otherwise just kind of listen to that context, but something at, the foundations of this as being kind of a harmonious exchange going on. And now as we stack these, which is what I love this transparent tarot for. I've had this deck for so long and I used it a lot when I first got it, and it kind of got like buried under all of my decks. And just recently I was like, I need to use that deck again. I love the picture that's coming through here. It's like through one eye, there's like this beautiful flowing and sharing of emotion, and through the other eye, there's this beautiful sharing and flowing of resources. And the sun and moon are layered perfectly on top of each other, like they're integrated. Yeah, so I'm seeing even further just this sharing of emotion and sharing of resources and a lot of unity and a lot of integration going on. The book down at the foundation is like, I don't know. I mean, it just feels like expression in this circumstance, like this mood of being able to and wanting to express because things are just flowing so beautifully. There's just this deep alignment coming through. It's really gorgeous energy. Wow. Okay. I didn't really expect that to happen. I mean, not that I didn't really expect anything, but I don't know. My breath's kind of taken away by how these layered. Okay, let's get some oracle cards around this. This first deck, I'm going to use the guidebook a little bit. It's from the Untamed Elemental. That one wants to come out. So we've got the Scarab. Okay, sometimes it takes me a minute to figure out which element each of these are in. Scarab might be fire, but let's just see. No, not fire, maybe ether. Yeah, it's an ether. Okay, second chance. Born of noble bloodlines, Scarab is a bold and dreamlike harbinger of rebirth. The Egyptian god Khepri wears the scarab crown each morning as he calls forth the sun, eliciting a sigh of gratitude across the planet for a new day. In this daily work of rebirthing the solar deity again and again, Scarab reflects your own infinite supply of second chances, enveloping you with the possibility of past, present, and future. The cycle of death and rebirth is his gift to our evolution. As a premier companion for second chances, Scarab appears when the material world dissolves. He is here to hold your hand and help you take flight into the uncharted. Life is unstoppable and ever-ending, comes with a built-in beginning. Every ending comes with a built-in beginning. All sunsets lead to sunrise. Everything ends, but in some form there will always be an opportunity to do it again with greater refinement, satisfaction, and excellence. Face your judgment willingly and with greater faculties. Your victory over death is eternal. So faith in your ability to heal and willingness to see life's inherent talent for self-renewal, which is really interesting with the whole sun-moon alignment happening here, which could really speak to cycles of things going on. And that, that Six of Coins, the way it was sort of feeling relevant was sort of like this flow of exchange going on. So yeah, like in a more straightforward way, there could be some kind of new rebirth coming in that's just the natural cycle of things, and starting to feel that flow of life taking on, bringing in some energy for you. And then we have the Observer as well. I can't help but feel, these hands have threads in them, and then that kind of feels like a crystal ball to me, and it has wings. So I feel like you're seeing something that you know what to do with that once you see it, that's giving you new life or levity. That's what that feels like. And then one last oracle card. We've got relationship. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So you could take that literally, or relationships could also apply to that solar lunar cycle and the ebb and flow of things and the cycle of life. Everything has a relationship to everything else, and there are life cycles within those things and something coming back around there, but your question may be a relationship question as well, and so that message may mean something to you, that I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Okay, so hopefully that guidance was helpful. Just to reiterate, if it was a yes/no question, you do have a yes here. So this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope this was insightful. If so, I always appreciate support with likes, shares, and subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments. And yeah, wish you well with whatever you asked about, and wish you a beautiful day as well. And I'll see you in future readings. Hello, beautiful pile 2. You guys picked the Sunstone, which I'm just going to put up here in the corner. And we are just going to jump straight into your reading. We're going to do 4 tarot cards to get the yes, no, if that's what you were looking for, or the initial context if you don't have a yes, no question. Okay, so let's dive in. That one's trying to poke out. So we've got 8 of Cups. 2 of Coins, Ace of Coins, and one more. And and the Lovers. Interesting. I mean, first card out of the gate was an Eight of Cups, which means leaving something behind. But something that had already kind of run its course. But I can't help with that being the first card feel like there's a no in general, unless the only way that you have a yes here is if you asked if you should be moving on from something. Everything else is a no. There is this guidance coming through here that when you let go of something, and I feel like you're trying to balance, like weigh and measure the value of something in your life. And it's sort of like when you recognize the things that need to be put down, left behind, you come out of this paralysis of this kind of weighing and measuring energy. And it's like whatever you put down suddenly refeeds your energy. That letting go of something just refeeds some energy. And it's like a whole new sense of power and energy is born from that. In terms of something in the material realm, in terms of beauty, finances, possessions, and even self-worth here. So something in that realm is needing to be let go of, and by letting go, there's something new and more powerful that presents itself or arises in you, and that feels more aligned, more from your heart, right? More aligned and from your heart. Always the caveat with the Eight of Cups. In my opinion, usually when an Eight of Cups shows up, you know what that thing is that's sort of done. What that thing is that is time to move on from, because it's something that feels like it's run its course. It's something that feels like there's no more forward traction, momentum, or movement with it. And sometimes it just needs to die to be reborn. So the thing that's showing up as this kind of new birth could be the same thing in a very different package or in a different organization, right? But it's that thing of like, sometimes we have to let things go to see what comes back to us. Sometimes it doesn't come back, but sometimes it does. But I think the point here is saying it's time to let go and just trust that in that letting go, something is going to arise, whether it's the same thing in a different format or something totally new and fresh. But there is something asking to be, that you would already feel like it's not moving, like it's hit the end of its road. It feels like it's hit the end of its road. Okay, so there is, just to reiterate, if you are looking for the yes, no, there is a no to everything except if you asked if you should move on from something. Okay, Tree of Life is what came out for your first oracle card. And this is the Untamed Elemental deck that, I'm going to read from the guidebook for this. And I'm always trying to, with this one, there isn't like a directory of like which like page or element that these things are in. So I'm always, here, that was pretty fast though. It was under Earth. Okay, which I assumed. Okay, sorry, my battery cut out, so I don't know if my framing just shifted a little because I think my setup got a little tweaked while I went and charged battery. But returning with reading about Tree of Life, it says self-correct, holding the essential balance between earth and sky. Tree of Life forms a singular, ever-growing veracity of interconnectedness. He is blessed by the multitude of nutrients drawn through his roots and provides a strong and generous shelter of truth and perspective for all who seek refuge with him. He breathes and stands tall, offering a canopy of consciousness so that his essentia will be reborn for all of eternity. Tree of Life offers the blessing of his supportive system so that any imbalance in your life may self-correct. The answers you seek are within you because you are the channel through which higher intelligence experiences itself. You are an emanation of your spirit's signature passed through a template of sacred geometry, the result of which is a rare atomic form. All that you desire to experience is available now. The liberation you strive for is already here. Spend time connecting with Tree of Life in your daily meditation, and every aspect of your world will begin to come into greater alignment with your own internal truths. Okay, so this is indicating that you have the answers you need within you and the ability to kind of re-plug in to life in a way that's more generative, strong, aligned. But overall, just like, just a really positive message coming through that even though there's something that's maybe kind of hit its end of the road in a way, it's sort of like life is never ending. Things can be reborn, which we sort of touched on up here. But sometimes things that feed off of what we let go of come back in a totally different, like something totally different comes up. But that cycle of life is never ending, that there's so much wisdom within you to tap into, and within nature, and within the way that, just the way that trees can plug in to the different realms of the upper, the middle, and the lower. We ourselves, if we tap into certain consciousness and meditation and focus on, our depths and our heights and our heart, can come into so much wisdom that we don't even realize we already have, to sort of be your own guide, to pick up on subtleties and spirit's guidance around how to move through whatever you've asked about. Okay, let's get a couple more oracle cards. Wow, death. Yeah, that's just confirming that something is ending, but that also means something's about to begin at the same time. Okay, ooh, and then last, this just flipped out. Judgment. Oops, there's like a glare on that. I can't read it. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Interesting. So I don't know if you have a question where there was another individual or individuals involved, or just other people in some way. I feel like this is an urge to just let them have their journey, to not be concerned with or influenced. Just like let people have their journey. You can't sort of make them see their errors or make them be ready for growth when they're not ready. And that you have your own journey to go on, your own path, your own challenges too, that you should also not judge the paths you're on. We all have things that we learn and that are unique challenges to us or unique gifts to us. And it's just like, you're in the path you're in, and just kind of embrace that and embrace what's going, what's coming, what feels naturally decaying or rebirthing, right? Just like wherever you are in your stage of things, just let that life cycle be. Don't judge it. Things have natural processes, and let other people have their natural processes too, kind of coming through here if that is applicable. Okay, so that is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope that this brought some insight or some guidance that was helpful. If it did resonate, I always appreciate support with likes, shares, and subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. In general, just thank you for being here. I love reading for you guys, so thank you for allowing me to, and I will see you in future readings. Sorry. My guess is most of you from pile 2 won't see this because it's sort of after I've already signed off, but I forgot to stack your cards. So just in case you do stay and see this, once the cards were stacked, it was just double confirmation that something's ready to be done. Sort of look at how there's so much beautiful alignment being balanced here by the person inside the heart. But this 8 of Cups, again, which was the Pinnacle card for me, is like tipping everything off balance, and it's sort of ready to, that making things off balance, ready to kind of let things fall apart that are ready to fall apart, sort of thing. Okay, anyway, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. Hello, beautiful pile 3, my pyrite pile. I'm going to place your stone up here at the corner of the screen. Okay, let's jump into your reading. I am initially just going to get 4 tarot cards from the Transparent Tarot. If you're looking for the yes, no, to get the yes, no. If you're just looking for guidance, we'll get our initial context around this. So card 1, we have the Princess of Pentacles. Both of those wanted to fly out. We have the Magician and the Fool. And one more. But already I definitely have a strong feel, but let's see what this 4th card is before I get ahead of myself. That one wants to come out. 8 of Swords. Okay. Looking for freedom feels like a theme here. And you're ready for freedom. Not only are you looking at it, you feel maybe a little trapped right now, but you're very much so ready for, and when I say ready, I don't mean like, you know, I'm waiting, I'm ready. It's like your energy's ready. Like, whatever's been marinating that you've needed to process or understand in order to reach that freedom is now ready, right? And so there's a lot of fresh energy coming through that is going to liberate you. We have Princess of Pentacles, so new possibility, new potentials coming through, and new values coming through. So if this is a question about the material realm, that is definitely indicating that new possibilities may be an invitation. And then we have the Magician here, which is represented by a red and white dragon, kind of in this infinity or almost like caduceus. Usually the caduceus is snakes, but it's almost like the dragons are doing it here. But ability to manifest, really ability to bring things, weave things together and create, right? And then we have the Fool, which is just new impulse, new openings, new path or chapter opening up to you. So all of these really initiative, new, fresh energies coming through, which were the first 3 cards, definitely are indicating you're about to sort of jailbreak. I feel jailbreak yourself, not be jailbroken, not be guided out, not be helped, but you are jailbreaking yourself. Unless, there is this potential with the Princess of Pentacles that there is some offering that kind of initiates this, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be new potential felt within yourself, or new sense of value and connection to the material feeling felt within you. But most of the work, even if there is some kind of outreach or offering that's kind of has new potential, you're the one that has to do something to manifest it. You're the one that has to say yes and take a leap. You're the one that has to open yourself up enough to receive, or to allow different things to flow through you, to allow change. And I feel it coming really strongly. So something new is coming in here, big time. So there's kind of an opposite answer from one of the past piles I did, where it's like, basically there's a yes to this, unless you're asking about should I, which I doubt anyone's asking, but you never know, unless you're asking something about like staying in your comfort zone, or staying in a more limited, like in your little cocoon or something where it's safe, even though it feels stuck. I don't know, sometimes we rather the devil we know than the devil we don't. So if your question is based in fear and staying in something, that would be a no, because we're being shown that something's about to break you open. So my guess is there's no questions along that line, but you never know. So for the vast majority of people, there is absolutely a yes there. There's a lot of magical energy. There's a lot of freeing up of energy, of moving energy, of new energy. And something, whatever you asked about, something new is about to start, is about to ignite, or come in front of you, or arise in some way here. Okay, let's stack these and see if anything else sort of comes through as a stacked image. Yeah, I can't help but feel that it's almost like where these Eight of Swords kind of keep this person trapped is within this inner sanctum between the red and the white dragon. And it's like that person is arising out of it. So it's like you are starting to birth out of being stuck in something. And even the wing of this butterfly is starting to break out as well. And then we see this new potential and this new offering jailbreaking as well. So it's like everything is jailbreaking from this little, for some of you, it could be an incubation phase, but for others, it's something where you've been stuck, where you've been walled in. And it's like everything's jailbreaking out of there. Oh, and then you see the flower from the Fool at the very base. Something is blossoming. And it's like that energy is helping you to blossom and move out and open up, right? Really cool. Okay, let's do some oracle cards to finish this off. Let's see, there's kind of a glare over these. Move them, have a better view. Okay, so this first oracle deck I'm using, I'm going to use the guidebook for. The Untamed Elemental. And there's very unique interpretations for most of these, so I just, couldn't get to those interpretations on my own. I'd make very different assumptions usually when I see the card. Okay, so we got wind. Let's see what the book says. I would have thought that'd be under air. Maybe it's under ether. maybe under wild cards. Why can't I find this? Hold on, I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's under ether, I guess. Interesting. Okay. So wind, breath work. Weightless and invisible, wind holds the secrets of all that came before this moment and all that will arise. She is air in its most active form, creating patterns by drawing in and releasing. She brings fresh energy to multidimensional pursuits and helps clear up insoluble problems. Her significance in the body is to serve as an ambassador between physical and spirit realms, sustaining life force in the form of breath. Wind is a reminder of the transformative power of breath work. Whether you resonate with morning breathing meditations or simply commit to bringing more awareness into your breath throughout the day, there is no faster way to transform both your immediate and long-term realities. That really matches everything we've been talking about. Transforming your realities really fits. Okay, just as a strong breeze clears the air, breathing with intention helps process emotions, release stuck energy, cleanse blood, reinforce the soul's stabilization within the body, and tune in to a more conscious way of perceiving the world. Though there are both elaborate and simple ways to harness the power of your breath, your intention to connect with this powerful force is what brings about transformation. Yeah, so it feels like a breath of, a fresh breath of new life, new air is kind of, in the winds of change, I think of that too. But transforming stuck energy feels so relevant to everything we've been talking about already. So just kind of a confirmation, but kind of, adding even more to the freshness of energy here and that energy of change. Okay, and then we've got take risk. Yeah, and that really matches with the Fool from the card, from the tarot cards. The Fool is a card that asks you to take a leap of faith. In this one, we have a mountain goat, and it's like take risks. So whatever you asked about could be connected to some like high aspirations for some of you, or just something that has kind of a steep energy to it, if that makes sense. Okay, and then last card, that one wants to come out. We have, discipline works really well with that goat and take risks, something you need to give a lot of focus. Whatever the new thing is coming in, whatever the change is, whatever you jailbreak out of because there's something new, it's like, there is something where it's like you'll need to focus, you'll need to limit outside distractions, and it says discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Even in the wind card, there was mention of like intention with breath. And so there is sort of like really focusing energy and putting your mind to things and some discipline here, but saying yes to things, saying yes to the change, to the risk, to the thing that will ultimately kind of jailbreak you from something that's felt stuck. So very, very cool. So definitely hope this brought some guidance or insight to whatever you asked about. If it did resonate, I always appreciate support with likes, shares, and subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. In general, just glad that you're here, though. That's supportive in itself, and I love reading for you guys, so thank you for letting me. And I wish you a beautiful day and hope to see you in future readings.